A democratic republic of sports. The Sportsocracy with ESPN Asheville hosts Tank Spencer and Jeremy Greene.
Welcome into the Sportsocracy. I'm Tank Spencer. Jeremy Greene in the Wicked Weed studio, wickedweedbrewing.com. Drink different. It's a Thursday. That means it's Threadbare Thursday. All your comments we will address. Anything you want talked about. We've got a lot to talk about, though, with Roy Williams walking off in his post-game press conference because I don't know how much more of that I can take.
Roy was displeased.
Wow. It was an awful scene yesterday for the North Carolina Tar Heels taking on Marquette. And Roy had some choice words afterwards when he was asked whether or not that was a good idea to schedule that game, looking in hindsight. It's not good. There's offers out there for J.J. Watt. $15 to $16 million apparently is what these deals are worth.
I believe it when I see it.
You don't think so? You think that's coming out from the agent?
I will believe that when I see that. There are like 5 teams in the NFL that could actually offer him $15 to $16 million.
Yes, and the 3 teams that they're talking about, I don't know how you make the moves to be able to make the money.
You can make anything work. Mm-hmm. But I will believe that he has offers like that when I see it.
We'll continue with the off-season files as well in the NFL, looking forward to the free agency and drafts and all the cap money. This episode is going to include the Houston Texans and the Buffalo Bills.
Not a lot to talk about with the Texans because they don't have any picks and they don't have any money.
There's a lot to talk about with the Texans. A lot of this offseason for the entire NFL hinges on what Houston does.
Well, we know what Houston's going to do.
Yeah.
They're going to trade a generational quarterback for less than you think.
Right. Last night in the NBA, the Los Angeles Lakers got drilled by the Utah Jazz.
Again.
4 losses in a row now, and the ball is starting to roll down the hill of the detractors. It's not a good place to be.
Well, I mean, it's hard to win when you're a two-man team and you're missing one of those guys. And the third, the Batgirl to AD and LeBron's Batman and Robin, he's gone too. It's not good for a very thin team. I mean, people are overreacting to this, and it's comical to me. Of course they got drugged by the Jazz. The Jazz might be better than them anyway, and you're missing your best damn player.
Right.
Of course you got drugged down the sidewalk.
Yeah, but the Jazz, I guess for a lot of people, this is putting the Jazz on the main stage because they just killed the Lakers.
They did.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Jazz are good. There's no doubt the Jazz are good. And, I mean, there's nothing about this that's shocking to me. And we're going to talk about it because it's what we do. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, what takeaway are you? Oh, are we worried about the Lakers? No, we're not. If you are, I don't really know how to help you.
Right.
I mean, let me put it this way. As bad as they were, and they were bad. Do you still not look at them and go, if I had to take 3 teams to win a title, I'm still taking the Lakers?
Yes.
There you go. It is decided.
The Lakers are just too talented, and will be too talented when it comes time for for it to matter. Mm-hmm. That's the big thing here. I don't care how badly they lose or how many obviously how many they lose matters a little bit. But even if even if for the next 3 weeks they don't win another game, where does that leave them? 4th seed, 3rd seed.
I can still care less.
Easy.
The NBA's regular season. The NBA's regular season is the definition of a participation trophy. This would be like, mm-hmm. We had the best record. Oh, cool, and that means absolutely nothing.
Yeah. It's bad news in the ACC.
The ACC sucks. Outside of Florida State, the ACC blows.
Florida State did get a pretty sizable win yesterday.
It's sizable in the fact that they won by a lot. Not that it was surprising. Not that it's a good win.
At this point, any win in the ACC looks like it, because on any other night, you don't know what team's going to show up, especially if you're Virginia. Good God. This is now their third loss in a row? Is that right?
Let's see, they lost Florida State. They lost
Yep. Third loss in a row. They lose to NC State, of all teams.
Yeah, Virginia, we need one quality win. I would really like to be a 2 seed in this tournament. You're one of our best wins.
It's not good for the ACC. NC State, look, I watched the ass end of that game, and they looked fine. But it wasn't like, oh my God, look at all of the great things that have happened. It was Virginia looking awful.
They don't score easily.
No. And when they make mistakes, it obviously hinders them even more.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing with Carolina. It was like Carolina and Virginia's teams were the same yesterday.
No, they weren't, because Carolina couldn't defend a fucking desk chair. It was pitiful. But I'm going to be really honest with you. I told Tank this when we got in the studio this morning. I considered saying this yesterday. This is a shitty idea.
Yeah.
If you're going to schedule one of these, schedule Northeastern. Don't schedule Marquette, who has a good coach that hates Carolina. And they do have talent. They just haven't been good. This was their Super Bowl. I mean, beating Carolina, this is their high water mark of the year. Mm-hmm. And I understand Roy got pissed off and stormed out last night when somebody asked him if this was a good idea. It wasn't a good idea. This was my number one thought yesterday. If you win this game, whoop-de-damn-do. It's not going to help you. It's not like the tournament committee is going to look at a win against Marquette and go, oh, shit, we got to put Carolina on the 6th line now.
Right.
But if you lose, that's the thing that I don't understand about what some of these teams do, and it's specifically Carolina. The Northeastern game, I get that. Mm-hmm. There's nothing you could have done where they're going to come out and beat you. Marquette's a different story. Marquette was a top 25 team last year. Now, granted, they don't have the same players. I get that. But they're still talented. They still have probably the next head coach at Duke coaching that team.
Yes.
And I didn't get it. I still don't get it.
Who is obviously going to be psyched up for that game.
Oh, I mean, he had his team playing with their hair on fire. Everybody's talking about how bad Carolina was. That's the best game Marquette's played all year by a mile.
That Dawson Garcia kid, he couldn't miss.
Nope.
And it was not just bad defense from Carolina, although there was a lot of that. Mm-hmm. There were some times where he hit some amazing shots over a big damn dude in Day'Ron Sharp. I mean, he was clutch. He had a great game, and things like this can happen. But when you play as badly as the Tar Heels did, you have no shot. I mean, they would have lost to Winthrop playing that way.
I'm not going to go that far.
Come on. What I saw out on that floor was like the Three Stooges of basketball. It was just, they were throwing the ball off of each other's faces. They were throwing it over each other's heads. It seemed like every other possession at least was a turnover. I think at one point their actual turnover percentage was 27%. 27% of their possessions last night were turnovers.
It wasn't good.
It was like an ongoing blooper reel. And they couldn't hit water if they fell out of a boat.
Adam Black said on our YouTube feed, college basketball's broke at this point. Yeah, you're right. And I'm going to tell you the same thing I told you yesterday. This is going to be the hardest year to fill out a bracket you've ever seen, because the difference between the 11 and the 5 is going to be virtually nothing. The 11-6 games, the 12-5s, and hell, I'll go one step further, 13-4s. There's not a huge damn difference. I said yesterday, there's 9 teams in college basketball that I firmly think can win a national title. And it's the ones you know about, West Virginia and Florida State. That's it. Oklahoma, Gonzaga, Baylor, Michigan, Ohio State. That's it. But teams that can get to an Elite Eight, oh shit, there's a lot of those. This is one of those years I could easily see a Loyola, Chicago in the Final Four.
Right.
A team that's got a lot of senior leadership, been to the tournament before, doesn't need a lot of instruction. This is the reason Gonzaga is going to kill everybody. If you fill out a bracket and you get to the final line and it doesn't have Gonzaga in it, you did it wrong. And I'm going to have one of those that's going to have Florida State in the final line. We got screwed last year, and damn it, karma might just give me a chance.
I mean, this has just been such a weird year. The consistency is like a phantom for most of these teams. We can't figure it out night to night how to string together good games. I mean, look at Carolina. I mean, scoring almost 100 points the other night against Louisville, who was playing horribly coming off of a long COVID absence, but still, I mean, that was a team that looked like it was together. They were hitting shots. They had a lot of confidence. They come out against Marquette last night. Marquette starts hitting big shots, and the confidence just disappeared immediately. They all just kind of slunk down, and it had that. There was a whole lot of standing around, and I cannot stand that. It's just these guys are young, and they have no. I don't know. Does any of it fall back on leadership?
In terms of what? Are you looking at Roy, or
what could Roy be doing that would help this? I don't think I can blame Roy, I guess is what I'm getting around to. And Roy seems just completely fed up. He doesn't know what to do. And I guess that's why we see more and more people on these message boards and shit talking about, we need to start considering a change in leadership. No, we don't. Stop that. I don't think there's anything he could do. And he knows it. He knows this team is just not as talented. They're not coming together. They're not hitting their shots. There's no consistency. It's a weird year. We don't know 2 days, 3 days who we're playing. It's a lot. And so when he gets asked last night at the press conference, what do you say to the people who are thinking that this wasn't a good idea to schedule this game? Like, would you have scheduled the game if you knew you were going to lose?
Jesus,
I'm trying to work through it, but that was
Jesus.
That was a lot. We got some industrial sites next to us, and yeah. So.
One of these days you're going to see Jeremy. You're going to see Jeremy on the news. Local fat sportscaster loses his shit and breaks somebody's life.
Like, damn it! Don't you know what we're trying to do in here?
I love the people that show up at 8:30 in the morning blaring music.
Oh,
yes, this is thoroughly what I want to do, is listen to your fucking musical stylings there, DJ Jackass. That's exactly what I want to do. Old DJ dipshit out there spinning the hits.
Yeah, we try to push forward.
We try. Just understand that when you hear that big, it's not that we didn't hear it, it's that we hear it all the time.
Yeah.
And one of these days, Jeremy's going to lose his shit. It's coming.
But I don't think there's anything that Roy can do. And when they say, was this a good idea? His response was, I don't think Carolina fans are that dumb, honestly.
That's the greatest response I think I've ever heard.
If we're scheduling, he said, if I knew that we were going to win the game, I would have scheduled the Los Angeles Lakers tonight. We can't live in hindsight. This is basically a bullshit question. And he said, I don't think Carolina fans are that dumb in the first place, and if they are, I got no answers for them. Bam. Walked off. Fucking brilliant. Because this is just a guy who has no idea what do you want from me? And how can, and here's my thing, if you are one of those fans, how do you expect anybody to go forward? Look, they didn't win the game. They did what they had to do. They decided it's not going to be a good idea for us to take a week off and have to play Florida State on Saturday. We need a game in between. This team just can't win the game.
Oh, God. I forgot they played Florida State on Saturday.
Yeah, they're going to get, if a shade of this team shows up against Florida State, they're going to get beat by 75.
Yeah, because Florida State tends to play to the level of their competition. Yeah. I would love to give Carolina fans a great glimmer of hope as somebody that's watched a lot of Florida State basketball this year. I don't have one. I don't. This team has hit their stride at the right time.
Yeah.
And shit.
You
think you heard a lot of Dadgummits last night? Holy crap.
But that entire game, Roy was losing his mind. He had no idea what can I say when a guy is bouncing the ball off his teammate's face? There's nothing we can do. Sometimes you just have to throw your hands up. And I don't blame him a bit for not sticking around for the rest of that press conference.
Are you laughing at the same thing I'm laughing at?
What are we talking about?
Somebody that has access to our page says it was a good idea to eat that bug. I will be honest with you, I've never heard anybody bitch about something as long as he bitched about that bug yesterday.
Look. I had a stink bug shit in my mouth. And I got news for you. This shit doesn't go away when it's, sitting on soft tissue all day. It was sick. It was 6 o'clock last night. I was just walking down the hallway, and then all of a sudden I got another burst of that stink bug shit all up in my, because, everything's connected. And yes, if you've ever smelled a stink bug, you think they smell horrible. It tastes exactly as it smells. Exactly.
Hashtag old bug mouth over here.
Oh, God almighty.
Old bug mouth.
This is one. Yeah.
Oh, I do want to call you. I think I'm going to call you Bugsy from now on.
Bugsy?
Well, you already go by a nickname, which is weird enough in and of itself.
Hey, it is what it is.
One of the funniest moments that we've had in our entire partnership is I started going down the things that I judge grown men for, and he hit like 7 of the 8 of them. One of them was grown men that go by nicknames. Ka-cha.
Yep. What's the other one? Jerseys? That was one of
if
them?
you wear a jersey in public. Oh God, off the top of my head, I can't think of them all. But yeah, you hit a shitload of them.
That's it.
Old bug mouth.
And I'm completely fine with that bug mouth.
Old bug mouth.
Old stank mouth Spencer. Yeah, that one came from my wife.
That's fantastic.
She loves me. She loves me a lot. Like that roach dude in Men in Black.
Yep.
Well, then my head will come back. Oh, that guy. Oh, the roach guy. I was thinking of the guy who grew his head back.
Like he was wearing an Egger suit. Egger. It's another one of those southern accents in movies that's really pissed me off. The wife in Men in Black, Nicolas Cage in, what was that, Con Air?
Yeah.
And Jodie Foster in Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, by the way,
southern accents
the
in a
new
movie
one's
ever.
really good. Have you seen it?
Clarice. I need to watch it. I keep seeing it, and I'm like, that's an investment.
Although, I will say the southern accent thing, it's better.
Like, it can't be worse than Jodie Foster.
Well, the thing that really pissed me and my wife off the other night is we're watching, and Jodie, or the Clarice character is supposed to be from West Virginia, and she's got to go. Yeah, and she's got to go investigate a case in Tennessee or something, and her roommate looks at her and says, "When was the last time you went to Appalachia?" And she said, "It's not Appalachia. It's Appalachia." No, the fuck it's not!
I love how
they corrected it and still got it wrong.
I do. I have to admit, the way they portray Southern people in movies drives me nanners.
It's Appalachia.
And for the love of God, between here and West Virginia, there's a whole lot of room to piss Jeremy off. And holy God. I mean, any character that's from West Virginia is portrayed to be, you don't have to be lonely at cousinsonly.com.
Yeah, pretty much.
Every fucking time, and it drives me crazy. I'm not mad, you're mad.
It's I don't know. I guess.
That looks like.
Have you ever met somebody from West Virginia though?
A lot of them. Whole lot actually.
Really?
Yeah, whole shitload of them, to be real honest with you. And you know what? None of them do. Like they're portrayed in movies. None of them. I have never seen not one of them that had a sexual relationship with a blood relative as they're portrayed.
Wow.
Yeah, I went there.
I didn't know they existed.
I'm gonna slap the fuck out of you. Listen here, bug mouth. You need to move on to sports and get off this. Get a domestic violence call in Appalachia.
In old Appalachia. It pissed me off, but it is a really good show. It's very good. Anyhow, what were we talking about?
I don't know.
College
we need
basketball.
now that we have buttons. We absolutely need a rabbit hole button.
Done.
I don't know what any of the buttons do. We have a new box that sits right here that you can't see because there's things that are blocking it.
Yeah.
They make noise. I don't know what any of them do because he set them.
I mean, we're going to use them eventually. Right now, I can't hear them if I play them, so I'm not going to do it. But We got sound effects coming.
Yeah. One of them's going to be Jonathan Moxon saying, "I don't want your life." Also, a shitty Southern accent in the movie.
Oh gosh. All right, I just saw something about sex in comments, and I'm not even going there. Oh, did you see the viral video of Myles Garrett?
No.
Motherfucker, that guy.
He's subhuman. I do know that much.
Jesus, the little highlight video that they put out yesterday of him playing basketball is amazing.
Well, in fairness, he was an all-state basketball player in Texas.
Yeah, but it's just a different thing. I mean, like, you haven't, I don't know, you don't get to see specimens like this in the NBA. And to see a guy, no, you don't. This guy looks like Popeye.
Yeah.
Who? What NBA player can compare to Myles Garrett physically?
Oh, I'll be real honest with you. If you put Zion Williamson next to Myles Garrett's going to look little. I've met Zion closer than I am to you right now, more than once, actually. That's a big damn dude. He looks a little doughy up close, and then you watch him on the floor, and you're like, holy fuck. That guy's 6 inches smaller than everybody, and he looks bigger than everybody.
Right.
Yeah, Myles Garrett's a freak of nature, but to say that there's not physical specimens in the NBA, you're drunk.
I didn't say there weren't physical specimens in the NBA. I said there are none like this guy. I mean, this guy is phenomenal. He's a phenomenal athlete. And he loves Jurassic Park, so he was wearing a Jurassic Park tank top. And
Never seen it. I've never seen not one of them. Matter of fact, I've never seen not 1 second of any of them. And you know why? Because dinosaurs aren't real.
Yet. What? Dinosaurs aren't real yet.
They're not real. What? Dinosaurs aren't real.
They're going to figure out a way.
Dinosaurs aren't real.
They're going to figure out a way.
Hashtag birds aren't real.
Did you?
Dinosaurs and birds. Out.
We're cloning things.
Yeah, no,
And
we're
it's
not.
going to happen.
They're not real.
Dinosaurs are coming.
Oh, by the way, did you see the video of Keyshawn Johnson when a bird got loose in the Get Up studio?
Oh, no.
I'm telling you. Got to keep your eyes open, fam. It gets weird when birds get in places.
I toned that out.
Hashtag birds aren't real.
Oh, stop that. Stop that. What was it? Well, did he freak out? Was he like?
Oh, yeah.
Was he like hiding
He didn't
under
go,
the
he
desk
didn't
like
go
a
as
little girl?
aggressive as I did. I've had one bird.
Oh, with the mail truck. Yeah, I love that story.
By the way, for those of you that have commented 40 times in the comments, I'm well aware that dinosaurs are real. You're talking about the same person that says birds aren't real every fucking day. Do you really think I believe all this shit? Now, birds are really not real, but
Stop.
everything else I just say to piss people off.
You're insane.
Birds are a fabrication of the government.
They're not fabrications of the government.
You ever seen a baby pigeon?
Oh my God. Yes, we've showed you pictures of baby pigeons.
You showed me a picture. I've seen a picture of fucking Sasquatch. Doesn't mean it's really a thing.
Have you literally never seen a baby bird?
No. I've seen plenty of baby birds. I've never seen a baby pigeon, and neither have you, ever. You've never seen you've never walked out and gone, "Hey, look, that's a baby pigeon." You know why? Because the government makes them. That's why they all look alike. Hashtag birds aren't real.
The Lord can't save you, I don't think. No, that's not true. He saves everyone.
Sasquatch.
Maybe.
I've seen pictures of a Sasquatch. Doesn't mean it's real.
Oh, dear Lord. We did have an update on the Tiger Woods crash. LA County Sheriff came out yesterday and said he was not drunk. It was purely an accident. So are we gonna drop this speculation now?
Yeah. Hey, can we start the apology tour? This is one group of apologies that I would really love to hear. Hey, I was a dumb jackass that said a bunch of shit on my platform that nobody could confirm, and I was talking out of my ass. Bet you don't see it.
Oh, it's LA. They're covering it up.
Oh, shit. Patrick Holt said he's seen baby pigeons in Central Park.
There you go.
He's a fucking instrument for the government. Damn it.
Patrick Holt's part of the conspiracy.
Love that guy, but damn it, he's a... Gonna call him Agent Patrick Holt from now on.
Thank you, Patrick, because I haven't ever seen a baby pigeon. So
It's because they don't exist.
Patrick says they do, and I trust him much more than I trust
Agent of the
you.
government. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I have no idea, Alexander. I do not.
No. Paul Walker was actually in a not a residential, but an inhabited. This was just a stretch of highway. I mean, from everything I've seen, the only Tiger just wandered over the center line, hit the median, and that's just an accident. But the people that couldn't stop talking about his substance abuse, you're now muted in my life.
Yeah.
I did the Facebook mute thing, which, by the way, is my favorite button on earth.
Okay.
I was about to say, now it's your turn to talk. When I put periods on sentences, that's when you're
I
supposed
didn't
to
realize that nothing else was coming from you on that one. Yeah, and what we do know is that he was not drunk, and there are no signs that he was inebriated in any way.
Correct.
His leg's been crushed though,
which is super unfortunate.
I mean,
crush syndrome is one of those things that you don't really ever get over. Jay Williams has talked about this because he did not exactly the same thing, but he did virtually the same thing.
Yep.
On a motorcycle.
Yeah.
And it's just super unfortunate. But I will say this, and people can call me irresponsible for saying this. I really don't give a shit. If there's one guy that can come back from this, it's Tiger Woods. I don't care that he's 46 years old. This dude literally trains with Navy SEALs. There's nothing this guy can't do. So.
It would be. It'd be the greatest story ever, but unfortunately, I'm on the other side of that. I don't foresee that happening. I don't think it needs to, honestly. I think everybody can be satisfied if this is the end, right?
It will be very
given it
unfortunate.
everything he's got.
Because he's tied with Sam Snead in wins, and it would be. I mean, of all things, this would be his playing career would be the least relevant part of this. I want him to be okay. There are all kinds of things that, I mean, there's so many things that when you go through crush syndrome and things like that, that can happen. And
but what I'm saying is, if he can't come back, I don't think anybody's going to hold it against him for not coming back. If he wants to hang it up,
I mean, somebody will hold it against him.
Oh,
I mean, there are still people that believe pigeons are real.
The haters are always going to be there. They're always going to be there. They're always going to talk about, when somebody mentions Tiger Woods is the GOAT, I mean, it's the same in basketball. When everybody has the GOAT debate between Michael Jordan and LeBron James. And then you have it in golf as well with the Jack camp and the Tiger camp. And, you can make the stats say anything you want to. Nobody changed the game like Tiger Woods. I'm sorry. The money didn't come around until Tiger Woods came around. He truly was a crossover guy who made the sport bigger than it had ever been. So I think he's always going to be remembered for that.
Oh, 100%. I mean, this is one of the few sports where, I'm not saying that damn word, the greatest of all time, there's no doubt here. At this point, if you are trying to sell me on anybody not named Tiger Woods, I'm going to need you to explain it to me really slow.
Well, I mean, stats will say that Jack can be considered.
Jack was playing against a bunch of dudes that look like me.
Okay, I mean, I'm not disagreeing.
Jack was using woods that were actually made of wood.
But 18 majors is a lot.
Oh, I mean, I don't disagree with you. That argument to me is like the same people that say Jim Brown was the greatest running back that ever lived. No, he wasn't. He was literally the biggest man on the field. This would be like Ndamukong Suh trying to be a running back against a bunch of dudes that look like him.
Right.
I think it would go nicely for him.
But I think
not saying he wasn't great. Don't get mad at me. Don't send me letters. If you're going to send them to me, at least spell them right.
I think the debate is very comparable in golf and in basketball. The Jack people are the Michael people. The LeBron people are the Tiger people. I would love to see some kind of a study done of how many people that actually is, or what the correlation actually is, because I think it's true. Because it's the same debate on both sides. With Michael, you've got the 6 championship rings, 6-0 in the finals. With Jack, you've got the 18 majors. Yeah, but we got Tiger over here, who's stat accumulator. He won more tournaments than Jack, or a higher percentage of tournaments than Jack. So just because he doesn't have as many majors, that's always going to be a hinge on the debate, just like it is in basketball. But I don't think there are too many people that can look and go, if this is really the end for Tiger Woods, then this was a disappointment.
No, I mean,
No.
it will be a sad. I mean, if this is the end, it would be a sad end.
Right.
But I'm still telling you, I would not doubt Tiger Woods. This is a dude that parachuted with Navy SEALs. So I mean, this is a guy that works at another level. So.
The goat of goats is Gretzky, says Stephen Tao.
Every hockey fan says that. I don't know hockey well enough to comment on that. I mean, I'm not going to disagree with it. I don't know. You know what I know about hockey? I really like watching them fight. I learned that from my time with the Swamp Rabbits. I really enjoy that, and I want you to let them go. Don't try to stop them. Don't try to stop them. Let them go. I want to go to an NHL game really bad. Did they have fans?
Yeah.
Tampa does.
So there's fans in NHL arenas right now.
Yes.
Going.
I mean, the Hurricanes have fans, I believe.
I wouldn't know.
And now it's going up. Now the capacity's going up. So
Patrick Holt, I'm telling you, he might be an agent for the government, but he's good. He's good for one real damn good one every day. There's at least one person reading this that's Googling Peter North right now.
don't do that.
Don't press send.
Especially if you're on the
if you're on the work computer, I sure as shit wouldn't do it.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
You will see some things about some stuff that you're not prepared for.
All right, let's talk some football. John Clayton says that the Packers are in on J.J. Watt.
Of course they are.
Okay.
That's not news. That's like saying, hey, today's fucking Thursday. Congratulations, John.
Well, there are apparently only 3 teams right now that are making offers. Or that there are 3 teams that have already made offers. And from what I'm gathering, it is the 2 teams that you've said, the Buffalo Bills and the Green Bay Packers, and the Steelers, or excuse me, the Titans, are apparently making an offer as well. Cleveland is very interested, but it's not known if they've made an offer yet. I'm not shocked he's got offers. Hell, everybody wants a guy like this in their franchise.
Absolutely.
What I was shocked at was the number. Apparently these deals are worth $15 to $16 million.
Believe it when I see it. I'll believe it when I see it.
And that's
like
lot.
me saying I have an offer from ESPN Tulsa for $9 million. I'm going to bring that to our next negotiation. When we renegotiate our contracts, we'll be like, I got an offer from Tulsa for $40 billion. On you.
Right.
Your turn. Now you talk.
The problem that I see with this is the only team that has the money right now that's in that equation is the Browns.
Well, having the money right now is irrelevant. You can't get lost in the minutia of having it right now. That doesn't mean shit.
Yeah, but it becomes harder to make it work, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't. You don't have to be under the cap until week 1 of next year. So, that's not a thing. Mm-hmm. Having the money with J.J. Watt, it doesn't matter because he can sign right now. He is a street free agent. He could sign in an hour if he wants to. Mm-hmm. The unrestricted guys, that's a little different. This is a guy that if you want him on your team, you can find a way to do it. And the Bills, that's the team I've been stuck on the whole time, and I'm not changing course. That's where he makes the most sense. It makes too much sense almost for it to not happen. Mm-hmm. The mitochondria thing that's been trending on Twitter, I still need that explained to me. What the hell do the Buffalo Bills have to do with mitochondria? Has anybody figured that out yet? Is it because their logo looks like a mitochondria? Looks like a little amoeba?
Right.
See, that's a
long way to go.
This is why God would never allow me to be like hyper athletic because I would screw with people for fun.
Yeah.
Mitochondria research.
I would have taken pictures of me eating cheese to screw with Packers fans, to eating buffalo wings to screw with Buffalo Bills fans, next to a trash can on fire to screw with Cleveland Browns fans.
What was that, Ron? Ron, you just said there's a mitochondria research center in Buffalo.
That's the biggest.
Okay. And are we aware that J.J. Watt knows this? The mitochondria, I mean, I'm not trying to say he's stupid or anything, because I think he's a very smart guy. I wouldn't be surprised if he knows a lot more than I don't know. But, yeah, I don't know. That seems like a very weird thing. Does J.J. Watt have kids? Does he have nephews or something?
I don't know.
Is he helping somebody out with their homework? And because I immediately had a flashback to like 9th grade Earth Sciences when the mitochondria thing came out. But I wasn't at all interested to find out, is there a deeper meaning to this? I thought he was just trying to be funny. Okay. But people are trying to turn this into, it's a hint that he's going to Buffalo?
These are the same people that get wrapped up in, there's a research center in Buffalo. That's where that came from.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Yeah. Were you talking about that?
Yeah, I just said that.
Oh, sweet.
Just literally said that.
I was not listening to not one fucking word you just said. There are times that Tank gets on a good rant, and in my head, I'm just singing a song in my head.
I do it to you too, so it's okay.
Yeah. You spend this much time together, eventually the other starts to sound like Charlie Brown's teacher.
See, sometimes I misjudge because you can go down these little rants. It's like, oh God, he's going to go on for 10 minutes about this. And then you stop and you're like, oh.
Are those the times you look at me like a dog staring at the answer machine?
I thought you were going deep on this one, and apparently you're not.
I always go deep.
So,
That's the thing you said. You did that, not me.
Deep. All right.
I just.
Whew. Yeah. So, J.J. Watt, do you think? I mean, is it still? Are you still just the two teams?
Yeah, Packers, Bills. That's to me. There's Steelers doesn't make any sense. He wants to play with his brothers. Okay, well he's 31 and he wants to win a ring desperately, and he ain't winning one in Pittsburgh.
Right.
So I don't think that would make sense. Would it stun me? If I had a third team, it would be Pittsburgh. Because Pittsburgh just seems to find a way to always be relevant. And they'll have one down year about every 5, and then they're relevant for 4 more. So it wouldn't shock me. I don't buy it.
Are you overpaying at that price?
At what price?
At $15 million.
Hell yeah, nobody's paying that. I'll believe it when I see it. I've been wrong before. My wife just said truth in the comments. God bless, I love that woman. There's a delay, so it goes back to, there you go. I just don't believe he's going anywhere that can't be a contender this year. And in terms of money, I'll believe it's more than $10 million when I see it. First of all, he hadn't been, I'm not gonna say he's been bad. He's just not the same dominant force that he was 5 years ago.
He hasn't been productive. The stats aren't there, but his presence is still there.
In a way, you watch the film and there's.
True or false? He is the second most double-teamed guy in the NFL.
False, not close.
You don't think so?
Close.
Okay.
No. He's way more. At this point, J.J. Watt's way more Quinnen Williams than he is Aaron Donald, and I don't think that's debatable. I'm not going that far.
Yeah.
Ron just said he'd rather have Vita Vea than J.J. Watt. I'm not going there. But now, here's the question. All right, so I'm looking at, because he's a defensive tackle. We need to make sure we all understand that. If he's going to play in a 4-3, he's playing defensive tackle. He's not an outside guy.
Okay.
You look at the salaries, the guys that are in that range are like Geno Atkins, Cam Hayward, Grady Jarrett, Fletcher Cox, Chris Jones, Kenny Clark, DeForest Buckner, Aaron Donald. Every guy just said it's better than J.J. Watt.
Yes.
And it's not, I don't think any of them are debatable. Now then you get into the DJ Reader, Javon Hargrave, Akeem Hicks, Jaron Reed tier. That's where J.J. Watt falls in. He's better than every guy I just said. So I could buy $13 million with a specific team. I don't buy it with either of the teams that I believe he will go to. I think he's about a $10 million a year guy. He adds great leadership to your locker room. He's a situational guy. Him in Buffalo with Ed Oliver and Mario Addison. There's one more that I can't remember. Jerry Hughes. That's terrifying. That's the shit your nightmares are made of. Green Bay, him and Kenny Clark, very intriguing.
And Star Lotulelei is still there. What?
Yeah, and Tyler Bass is the kicker.
Oh my God.
These two things are equally relevant.
Get real.
Star Lotulelei is not a relevant player. I would love to know how many snaps he played. Ooh, talk about some bullshit. I'll find this stat because I guarantee you I'm right.
Talk about some bullshit. Okay. Wow. I don't know. I don't foresee him going to Cleveland. That's the thing that keeps sticking to my, or keeps showing up in the feed here. Oh, Cleveland's interested. I still don't think that that's an actual thing. And the thing is, I don't think anybody's making that much of a shift for J.J. Watt.
Oh, let's play a fun game. What percentage of snaps did Star Lotulelei play last year for Buffalo?
What percentage? I don't know, 45.
You're too high.
Nice.
Try again.
30.
Try again. Still too high.
10.
Still too high. If you say a number above 0, you're too high. He played 0 snaps, not 1. He played as many snaps for the Buffalo Bills as I did.
Okay.
Yeah, he's irrelevant.
Okay.
Carry on.
Whatever.
I just remember I've watched a lot of Bills tape, and I'm like, I don't remember ever seeing him.
You don't remember seeing him on the field?
I don't remember ever seeing him at any point. Well, that's why, because he didn't play.
Well, he's still a big number.
He won't be.
He's got 3 years left on that deal.
That's fine. They'll find a way to get out of it.
They'll find a way to get around it. Anyway, the money doesn't make sense to me, and especially not at $15-16 million. I don't think the production is there, and I don't think teams have that much money. And you look at it, the Green Bay Packers are well over the cap.
Oh, we have new stuff.
What?
Adam Black just told me this on YouTube. Mel Kiper's new mock draft is out, and it makes me so happy.
Oh, really?
I have to verify. The Jets trade back from 2
to 6. 8.
4 with the Atlanta Falcons.
Oh.
They trade back to 4 with the Falcons and take Kyle Pitts at 4. And Jeremy just went full on 6 to midnight. If the Jets wind up with Kyle Pitts, I will be the most insufferable fucker you've ever seen in your life. You think I'm bad now? Oh, you ain't seen shit yet.
Hey, at least it'll be a tight end worth talking about.
By the way, my new my new top 50 for this draft class will be out later this week. Trevor Lawrence is not 1. Highest rated quarterback I've ever had. He's not 1.
Really?
He's 2. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Okay.
Number 1.
Indeed he be. Kyle Pitts is my number 1 player in this class.
He's amazing.
And what led you to that?
Watching the tape again.
Just knowing
watching
that
the fact
he's the
that
only-
every team that played Florida went, we got to stop that guy. And they all went, well, shit.
We don't know how.
2 guys on him, and he just caught it over us. Like, He's Calvin Johnson as a tight end. And you can play him as a wide receiver because he's that damn fast. You're talking about Myles Garrett being superhuman? Kyle Pitts is superhuman.
Right.
I think Kyle Pitts was made in the same place Superman was made.
Again,
I wouldn't know. I've never seen it.
Again, at least we wouldn't have to hear the Chris Herndon talk from you anymore.
I wouldn't know about where Superman was born because I've never seen one of them.
You've never seen a Superman movie? Jesus.
Superman's bullshit. Can't really happen. Batman can really happen, which is why I wear a Batman watch every day.
You didn't see the Justice League movies?
That's not a Superman movie.
That's totally a Superman.
And I hated Superman.
Because he was the real
Because he's
superhero.
bullshit. Because he's bullshit. He doesn't count.
No, it's because he would destroy Batman, and you know that.
He also can't fly. No, I don't like anything that can fly.
Yeah. That's one of the most unbelievable storylines ever, is that Batman found a way to kill Superman.
Oh, there's a way.
Yeah. Well, of course. I mean, they played it out in the movies. But you didn't see it because it wasn't a Superman movie.
Correct.
Batman didn't kill him.
Yeah, obviously Tank didn't see it either.
Oh, he did.
Boom.
Darkseid killed him.
Yeah, don't. But with the kryptonite.
Well, that's the only way to kill Superman. I do know that much. How the fuck did we get here?
But I don't know, because you say Superman sucks, and Superman is clearly the best superhero out there.
Superman's bullshit. People can't really fly, can't really happen them out. Batman can really happen. That's why I love Batman. Elon Musk is Batman.
All right, let's get into the off-season files here. We got the Houston Texans, the third worst team in the NFL, getting ready to be the worst team in the NFL. It'll be a close race between them and Detroit. But the Houston Texans hold the key to the rest of the offseason. What's going to happen with Deshaun Watson? They will trade Deshaun Watson.
He's going to be
for
dealt. There's no
something.
doubt about that.
Yes.
He's not coming back to Houston.
No.
The toothpaste out of the tube, that's not going to happen. Here's where it gets interesting for me. What are they going to do with the picks that they accumulate? Are you after Zach Wilson? I don't see a path, and I've changed my tune on this a little bit. I don't see a path that Houston looks at Sam Darnold or Tua Tagovailoa and says, we want to sign up for that. Because I don't think you can excite your fan base that way. You can excite them with Zach Wilson.
Yes.
Hadn't played a snap in the NFL. This could be your guy. There are ways to be excited. What I think is going to happen is they're going to wind up with picks, and it's going to be 3 first-round picks, maybe a player or 2 from the Jets. The Jets will end up trading Darnold, and it's getting harder and harder for me to think it's not the Carolina. If Carolina wants a quarterback, they're going to have to trade for it, one way or the other. You're not going to sit at 8 and have one fall in your lap. My next mock draft, I'll have 4 quarterbacks in the top 6. Because Philadelphia screwed you. They traded themselves into needing a quarterback.
Right.
And so now Carolina can't just stand pat. And with how aggressive Tepper's been, I'm struggling to believe that they're not willing to give up I don't see a path that Carolina picks at 8. I'll put it that way.
Okay.
And I think Houston's going to wind up trading up to 2 with the Jets. They take Zach Wilson at 2, and then the draft really starts at 3. Everybody's talking now the draft starts at 2 with the Jets. What are they going to do? On and on and on. I don't necessarily believe that to be true. I think you're going to know what happens there sooner than later. I won't be shocked if Deshaun Watson's the next quarterback domino to fall.
I don't think they do themselves anyone any favors by waiting any longer. And Houston seems all too happy to drag this thing out, which kind of frightens me. I mean, it would frighten me if I were a Houston Texans fan, knowing that this can't continue. There's no path forward for Deshaun Watson in Houston.
I would
The
agree with
disaster that this would be if they decided not to trade him and move forward. Again, I don't think Deshaun Watson's a guy who's going to cause problems. But I don't
think
see
he
him as
will vocally. I think he will behind the scenes.
Probably. I mean, because how can you not?
I mean, but think about how many problems he's already caused in Houston. I mean, Houston's the pariah of the NFL. Why do you think that is? It's not because of J.J. Watt. He just said, get me the hell out of town. A lot of this, I think, is coming from Deshaun Watson.
Yes.
The Cully thing, the Cesario thing, and something that I thought about as I've been working on my next mock draft. Cesario was in New England. He's been working on quarterbacks all year long because he knew they needed one in New England. He saw Cam Newton take 5 snaps and went, nope, don't know what we're going to do. It's not going to be that.
Yep.
So I would wager there's somebody he's either already in love with or very much on the fence of being in love with.
The trade is going to be the linchpin in all of this. It's got to be the next domino to fall, in my opinion, because
It doesn't have to be.
Well,
I mean, there are a lot of other dominoes that could fall.
True. But to me, there's nothing going to be more earth-shattering than Deshaun Watson and where he winds up. I mean, every team that is going to be, like I said, there's, a third of the league probably right now watching to wait to see what happens with this before they can make their next move. It's just the ripple effect of everything. And with so many quarterbacks changing positions, it goes well beyond what, Sam Darnold coming to Carolina would do. Because then you got to find a place for Teddy Bridgewater, and now teams are able to, negotiate with the Panthers to try to get him away. The ripple effect on this thing is massive. So to me, it's the next thing that needs to happen in the offseason. Other than that, I mean, Houston has.
Other than that, they're the least interesting team in the NFL. Because they don't have any money. They don't really have any free agents. I mean, the only premier free agent they have is Will Fuller.
Yeah.
Who is very low in my top 50, but he is technically in my top 50.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's going to get big money somewhere else. I'm struggling to see how it's not Green Bay, because Green Bay was the one team that was interested in him at the deadline. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, this is a blip year for the Houston Texans.
Will the suspension matter to teams?
I don't think so. I really don't.
I think they could shy away from that because he's going to miss a couple of games next season, right?
Yeah. I don't care.
Okay. I just wonder if that hinders him getting as much money on the open market.
It won't.
Okay. They obviously need everything. So everything's on the table right now because this is not a position where you're going to be winning anytime soon.
No. This is a reset year, so you're going to see them wipe the books. They're going to clear everything out and try to. I won't honestly be shocked if they don't wind up with a quarterback. Mm-hmm. If it is a guy like Bridgewater or somebody like that, that they just. This is a guy. It's just a dude. If you told me right now the starting quarterback of the Houston Texans next year was A.J. McCarron, I wouldn't be shocked at all. You laugh. I'm not kidding.
That'd be awful.
All right, why would you put a rookie behind what they're going to have?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I see a path to that.
To get him killed, right.
Don't know that that's going to happen, but there is a path to that. We've always talked about there's one team that's going to be left without a chair when this quarterback shit spins out. Could be Houston. Mm-hmm. Could be Houston that just goes, screw it. We got A.J. McCarron. He's under contract. We'll play him for a year. And maybe you drafted one of these developmental guys, whether it's Fields or Trey Lance, and you let them sit behind A.J. McCarron. Kyle Trask is not a developmental guy. He is what he is. Kuiper's mock draft does have the Panthers taking Mac Jones, which is absolutely insanity to me.
At 8?
At 8.
Fuck
He has
off.
5 quarterbacks in the top 8.
That's insanity. I don't see a path for that happening, but...
I see a path for it.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
You think Mac...
Actually, I lied. He does not have 5. He has Mac Jones ahead of Trey Lance. Trey Lance goes at 9 to the New England Patriots.
Wow.
So he has 5 in the top 9. I was off by just a smidge.
That doesn't seem realistic to me. Can you defend that?
Defend what?
Defend 5 quarterbacks going in the top 9.
100% I can defend that.
And Mac Jones going ahead of Trey Lance.
How many teams in the top 10 need a quarterback?
But why would you overdraft guys?
But it's the same question we've been asking for 20 years. Christian Ponder, Blaine Gabbert, Jake Locker, on and on. Johnny Manziel.
Right. I mean, I get it, but
because quarterback's the most important position in the league, and you can convince yourself that the guy available to you can be better than what you have. Hey, in all honesty, the thing that makes the least sense to me is New England trading up for Trey Lance. It's a developmental guy that they would have to play next year. By the way, Jimmy Garoppolo is staying in San Francisco.
Oh, where did that come from?
Sorry, 49ers. John Lynch said it yesterday, and I had been hearing rumblings of that.
Okay.
That they actually think Jimmy Garoppolo can be the guy.
I think he can.
I think he's better than anything they could have had.
He's gotten them close already.
Oh, he's been to a Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, he's in that lower tier of second-tier quarterbacks, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. Colin Cowherd thinks he's elite and the top 10 quarterback in the league.
No, he's not.
I'm not one of those. I don't subscribe to that theory, and I think it's kind of stupid.
No, absolutely not. Brandon Cooks. What do they decide to do with Brandon Cooks in Houston?
If anything, he will be cut. He's according to him, he's not taking another trade.
Yeah.
So I think he'll be back in Houston. I mean, you have to have a weapon, and they're going to have Brandon Cooks and a bunch of young guys.
Mm-hmm. But they can cut him loose and save $12 million.
And they might. I struggle to believe you're going to lose your 1, 2, and 3 receivers. You know, I don't think you're going to put, no matter who the quarterback is, I don't think you're going to put him out there with Kiki QT.
Yeah, but if you're tearing it down, that money is very important because you don't have a lot of money to
but
deal
then
with.
but he's a free agent after next year. It's not like they're going to build this team this year. This is a team that's going to be built through the draft if it's going to be built in any way. Because I got news for you. Free agents are going to avoid the Houston Texans like that building's on fire.
I agree.
You
with
think
that.
it was bad with the Jaguars when they had Tom Coughlin? You ain't seen shit yet. There will be players that don't even feel calls from the Texans because why? Why would I? I'm not going there. They got Easterby following dudes. Yeah, I'm out. I don't want to do that.
Cut Brandon Cooks and keep Will Fuller.
Will Fuller wouldn't re-sign there. The only way you're keeping him is if you franchise him, and that's not going to happen in my opinion.
Okay. Do you think they'll try to use the franchise tag on anybody?
No. They're not paying top 5 money to anybody because they're already paying top 5 money to too many somebodies.
Right.
This is a breakdown. This is get as much draft capital as you can get. Next year's going to suck. And I'm gonna level with you. I'm gonna double down on what I said. I won't be shocked if AJ McCarron's the quarterback of this team, and they say screw it. We're after Howell or Keaton Slovis or Tyler Shuck next year. Won't shock me. Won't shock me
because they're guaranteed to have a top
I'll be
2.
honest with you. There are teams that think next year's draft class in terms of quarterbacks is better than this one. I do not subscribe to that theory because Trevor Lawrence is the #1 rated quarterback I've ever had in 11 years of doing this. Yeah, Sam Howell's going to be pretty damn close.
There may be some sense in what you say.
And Keaton Slovis is probably going to be higher the more time goes on.
You put off the rookie clock for another year.
None of it would surprise me.
Because you're guaranteed to have a top 2 draft pick, in my opinion, next year.
Yeah.
It's either going to be
especially
you or
if you
Detroit.
don't wind up with a Darnold or a Tua Tagovailoa or somebody like that.
It'll be you and Detroit. Again, everything hinges on the Deshaun Watson thing, but there's not a lot that they can do to make waves next year in the NFL. The story's not the same for the Buffalo Bills, though. The Buffalo Bills are already there. They don't have, they're already $1 million over the cap. They got to make a decision on Matt Milano. There's a few cuts that they can make to get a little bit of room. This is why the J.J. Watt thing doesn't make sense to me, especially if the price tag is going to be over $10 million. I don't know. I don't see how they make that up to be able to cover that contract. I mean, it's possible you can cut John Brown and save $8 million.
No, they're not, and they're not going to do that. That's part of the highlight of this team is that they've got such good weapons. I think they're going to bring back Milano. I think they're going to try to bring back Darrell Williams. They're almost equally important. But at the end of the day, this team, you have to. There are things about this team that have to improve, and I think paying Milano top of the linebacker market money and paying Darrell Williams top of the tackle market money, now it's getting tight, and I don't necessarily think that's going to happen.
Vernon Butler is another guy that could be cut by this team.
100%.
They'd save a lot of money.
And I think he will be.
They'd save a lot of money doing that as well, about $7 million. So there are guys that they could let loose to create some room. But again, is this a one and done thing? Because you're going to have to make your decision on one of these guys. If it's J.J. Watt or if it's keeping Matt Milano. I think you only have enough room to do one or the other. The way I'm looking at it. So which one would you do?
Matt Milano.
I agree with that.
I think he's too important to that defense. I think he's the straw that stirs the drink in that defense. And there's just not a lot of linebackers like that. I've heard people say, they could replace him with Jayon Brown. Jayon Brown's going to get more money than you think he is. And it very well could be from the AFC East because there's 3 teams in that division that he fits with. So I think they franchise Milano. I've said that multiple times.
Yeah.
I don't think you're going to franchise a guy like Darrell Williams. He's not worth that. He's good, but he's not that good.
Biggest holes they have, though,
They
need a running back.
Well, they need a running game, and I think that comes from the interior of the line. I have this funny, weird feeling they're going to wind up doing something splashy. I think they're going to maximize the fact that they've still got 2 years left of Josh Allen on the rookie deal, and they're going to do something splashy and make a run for it this year.
But what that could be, you have no idea.
I mean, I think Watt is definitely a possibility. I could see them making a splashy move for something to help Josh Allen in the running game. They can't go into another year with Zach Moss and Devin Singletary as the running backs, because they've made it very, very clear that they're not starting level running backs in the NFL.
How would you feel about a guy like Chris Carson winding up here?
I don't like the fit. I just don't like the fit of what happens with Allen. Carson's too much of a downhill runner. You need somebody that's multiple. And I'm telling you, don't ask me why I say this. The guy that I keep coming back to is Le'Veon Bell.
Okay.
He's such a patient runner. He's so good out of the backfield, because that's going to be important. I'm not saying it's a knock, but one of the scouting things on Josh Allen is he likes to dump it off to running backs. Who better to dump it off to than Le'Veon Bell? Plus, he's a patient runner. I still think there's more gas left in the tank than other people do. I see a path to it, put it that way.
All right. This is a team that we expect next year they're going to take their shot.
I think you're going to see an extension for Josh Allen this offseason. They're going to shore him up. There's no doubt. If they don't do it this year, they're going to do it next year. But I think they're going to get out in front of it and try to mitigate the cap cost. They're going to try to extend Josh Allen's window as long as they can. And so the way to do that is do a lot of upfront money that you can stretch over the course of the deal. I mean, I can see a Josh Allen deal being, put it this way, if there's one quarterback that can be in the stratosphere of what Pat Mahomes got, it's Josh Allen. I can see a path to where Josh Allen gets $350 million over 10 years. And they try to stretch it out to extend that window as long as they can.
Okay. That'd make a lot of sense. And it's, he just kind of fits. He fits that town. And
100%.
Yeah, and you want to keep guys like that around for a long time. That would be a phenomenal deal for them. And one that I wouldn't really buck at if I saw it happen. But the Bills, I think, have one move in them, and that's it. And they kind of need to decide what that move's going to be. Is it going to be staying with consistency and keeping the linebacker or the quarterback of your defense? Is it going to be bringing in J.J. Watt? Are you going to go out and try to, you're going to have to go out and seek value at the positions that you don't hit the home run in? So you really just have to make the decision of what is the best option for you. And what's there for you in the draft. And you're picking at the back end of the first round. Who's the guy they would look at that first spot?
At 30?
Yeah, say they don't get J.J. Watt. Is there an edge rusher that they should take at 31 or 30, excuse me?
I think you could. I've currently got them taking Nick Bolton out of Missouri. I don't know that that's going to stay the same, that will continue all the way to when I actually release my second mock draft. I mean, there are a lot of guys. There are a lot of guys that fit that Buffalo-style defense right there at the back end of the first round. Guys like Jalen Phillips, the edge rusher out of Miami. I could see them. The beauty of Buffalo is that they don't have a glaring need anywhere. I'll tell you another guy that if he somehow wound up getting to 30, Najee Harris. Najee Harris is one of those guys that fits Buffalo superiorly well because he is a downhill runner, but he can still catch. He can be multiple. He can do a lot of things. And I think that's probably a best-case scenario.
After swings and misses on running backs, though, in, 2 out of the last 3 drafts.
Yeah, but think of where you took them. Devin Singletary was in the 3rd. Zach Moss was in the 4th.
Yeah. I don't know. I could foresee them going after a tackle here. Because I think Darrell Williams
but there's not many
is
out
not
there.
the guy that's going to get. Well, I mean,
there's just not many there.
But there are a lot of names that I've seen mocked out there. Liam Eichenberg and
Liam Eichenberg ain't going in the first round.
not at the end
Hell
of the first
no.
round.
Liam Eichenberg most likely ends up as a guard.
Okay.
Jalen Mayfield's going to be another one you're going to throw out there.
Dylan Radunes.
Where in the fuck are you looking?
North Dakota State.
Yeah, he's a 4th-round pick. That's not
Okay.
that's not even close. The names that you're talking about at the end of the first round would be like Alex Leatherwood, and I'll be honest with you, he was really bad at the Senior Bowl. He got annihilated at the Senior Bowl. So I think he's going to fall. I think Alex Leatherwood's a back end of the 2nd-round pick now.
Okay.
Sam Cosme, who's a left tackle, he will be gone. I have him going to Indianapolis in my mock. He just pulled my mock up here. Jalen Mayfield is a guy. Okay. I think he's a dude.
Right.
I mean, there are a lot of people in the industry that are losing their minds about him. I'm not one of them. And then you're talking about Dylan Raduns, by the way, out of North Dakota State. I have him in the 4th. I didn't like that. There's things I don't like on the tape. I think he's going to have a huge problem of jumping up in competition. I'm out. I'm not saying the team won't do it, but he ain't up there for me.
Yeah, he's up there for a lot of services and a lot of mock drafts. I've been seeing his name a lot at the bottom and the back end of the first round, top end of the 2nd round. So I guess there are some people that are wild about him.
I think the more the tape is digested on him, the less likely he is to end up that high.
Yeah, but where's the bang for your buck? I mean, they're going to need, regardless. I think they're going to need a linebacker. They're going to need a tackle. They'll definitely need a running back at some point. I don't know if I'd be willing to take one in the first round. My luck with running backs hasn't been great, although they have been late round selections. But they've all been very highly touted and then not been able to do anything. So that becomes a major problem. But Buffalo is a team that they're going to be at the top of it again. And do you think that they have a chance to become the number 1 team in the AFC next year?
Yes, I do. I think this is a team that's going to go all in right now. And every move is going to be geared towards winning the Super Bowl this year, while the window is wide open with Josh Allen making $6 million, $5 million. This is the time. I mean, even with extending the deal, you're still going to be up against it with Josh Allen.
Yep.
So, yeah, this is an all-in team, and this to me is the team that represents the AFC as of right now in the Super Bowl next year.
All right, tomorrow here in the off-season files, we will be talking about the Atlanta Falcons and also the Green Bay Packers, who are also in the J.J. Watt sweepstakes, apparently. So those will be the off-season files for tomorrow as we inch our way toward the beginning of the new league year in the NFL. Coming up around noon today, be sure to hit that notifications button now so you'll know when we go live with the Bet Your House show. Although after yesterday, it might be the Burn Your House Down show.
I was 2-4. I would have been 4-2 had there not been a bad last 4 minutes in the Alabama game. And fuck the Pelicans. Just another reason for me to hate birds.
Right.
Hashtag birds aren't real.
All right, Bet Your House coming up later on this afternoon. Like I said, right around lunchtime, we'll put that out. Jeremy's next picks for the day, hoping to rebound from the rough night that he had last night in college and the NBA. Follow, like, and share the Sportsocracy on all the social medias at the Sportsocracy. I'm Tank Spencer. He's Jeremy Greene.
Yeah.
We're live from the Wicked Weed studio. WickedWeedBrewing.com. Drink different. See you this afternoon on ESPN Asheville.